Let's give God a hand of applause. The church is alive. Let's give ourselves a hand of applause. Because we worship with our whole being. Some are prostrating on the floor as well. And some are struggling to get up and they need to my friends, I think before I preach, I will seize this opportunity. The bishop is also a teacher of the faith. And so I want to seize this opportunity just to share something with you this morning. Do you know why our church is built in a particular way? Do you know that? Do you know why the font is right at the entry of the church? Do you know why the altar is here in the center? Do you know why the bishop chair, even if the bishop is not here, is under the cross behind the altar? Do you know that? And nobody should sit there because that's the place where the bishop sits. Do you know why the pulpit is on my right hand? Do you know why I will be installing the rector today? Now I've added here just the word interim because Father is earning his keep somewhere else, but he's looking after the parish. So he is the rector of the parish. And he will be installed and put on the seat on my left-hand side. On the left-hand side of the altar. You know why? Oh! And you call yourselves evidence. So would you like to know? Okay. Now, this one, clergy, please don't answer that. But I should test them as well. So then if they know, why is the font? We have, in some churches, they have a movable font and we bring it to the front, right? But in all of our churches, the font is mostly, in most of our churches, the font is right at the back. Right at the entrance of the church. That's where you are baptized and you enter. It's your passport into the church. It's your visa into the church. All right. So you are baptized. It's your entry, and we can do some more teaching around that. And then it's like a shirt. The church is all like a shirt. And so all the parishioners sit there in the main section of the shirt. And then the sanctuary is in front. Now, in the days gone by, you would not find people just walking into the sanctuary. You know, I ministered in the parish of St. Lawrence, Daniel Scale. And the church then didn't have flooring, it had flooring, but the floor wasn't covered. And the only place in the church was the sanctuary that was covered with a red carpet. And in Daniel Scale, it can get very cold during the winter. And so we had services during the week for the elderly, and I invited the parishioners to come and sit in the sanctuary. And the older people refused. They said that's meant, the holiest of holies, it's meant for those who have been set apart. All right? But anyway, so this is the holiest of holies. And the altar is right in the middle. And why is the altar in the middle? If you go to the Dutch Reformed Church, you'll find that the pulpit is in the middle. But in the Anglican Church, or the Catholic Church, and the Lutheran Church, it's right in the center. because we are a people of thanksgiving. We are a Eucharistic people. We thank God for the offering that He offered in and through His Son, Jesus Christ, who died on the cross. And then you have the crucifix right at the back. In some churches, you have the victorious cross. You know what is a victorious cross and what's a crucifix? Some tell me, what is this? Is this a crucifix or victorious cross? Is this used to be a crucifix? I see somebody has taken off the image of Jesus here on the cross. So it's a victorious cross. Somebody helped us. They took it off. So this is the victorious cross. That means that Christ has risen, He stands at the right hand of God the Father. But there's the crucifix. And the image of Christ on the cross, His hands are open. He welcomes us into His space. He welcomes us into relationship with Him and through Him with His Father. He welcomes us into relationship with one another. And the bishop's chair is right under the crucifix. Why is the bishop's chair right under the crucifix? Come tell me quickly. Christ is the head of the church. And the bishop leads God's people through the head of the church. And so the bishop's chair is right under the crucifix. Some churches, obviously because the altar used to be against the wall, and the bishop's chair is somewhere else. But with liturgical renewal and transformation, this has come about. And then, why is the pulpit on the right-hand side? Well, so the right-hand side, Christ ascended. The Word that became flesh in Jesus Christ is still alive and is proclaimed from the right-hand side. And so, as Christ intercedes for us, He intercedes for us that His Word will become alive in us and through us. And that's why it's proclaimed from the right-hand side. And why is the rector's chair or stole, as we call it, on the left-hand side? It's on the left-hand side because no clergy person can minister in a diocese without the license of the bishop. No clergy person can function without the license of the bishop. And so, in actual fact, in the early church, the bishop would hold the Eucharist service, and priests will go from there and administer the sacraments throughout the dioceses that were small. But our dioceses are now vast. And so the priest presides over the Eucharist and proclaims the Word of God and baptize people, the sacraments, marriages, and all those kind of things that will do on behalf of the bishop, because the bishop can't be everywhere. All right. So that's a little bit of insight. And you don't just move chairs and things in the church. You apply for a faculty. Well, you ask permission from the bishop whether you could put up a picture in the church. I've seen in some churches, I need to say to people, it's good to have a picture of the bishop in the church, in the foyer or so. But I found in some churches in our diocese, they put the bishop's picture on the altar. And I say, I don't know how to interpret this. Is this that you need to sacrifice me now? Or does this mean you are grateful? But no, it's not meant to be on the altar. All right. And in some churches you find we have a difficulty to ask people to, I've noticed that in the church, to remove some of the pictures. These pictures were applied for a faculty of the Stations of the Cross, but some of them have the face of like church wardens, choir, they have the faces of all the priests that serve there, and it's all in the sanctuary. There should not be anything like that. You can have a special room for that, or you can apply for special permission, and we will tell you where to put it. Now, all right. I'm glad to see that in this church, only the cross is there and the altar is there. So it's great. So I just thought I'll share a little bit of that. Did it help? Yes. Okay, thank you. So we know now, eh? So laity, if the priest moves now his chair where the bishop's chair is, you must carry, you shouldn't do that. This is an Anglican church. No. All right, you'll see that in the Roman Catholic Church as well. If somebody comes and sits now on the rector's stall, then you must tell the church one if he sits there or the rector, this is not your place. You don't sit there. All right, you have it. Okay, and when somebody wants to borrow your altar, it happens in our diocese, you know. I came somewhere and I asked her, where is the altar in the Lady Chapel? And I just heard that the altar in the Lady Chapel was some congregation borrowed the altar. And I said, now since when did this happen? And then I would see the priest that does these things. Very crazy things. You don't just move, it's not furniture in your house. Okay, when in our homes, when we sometimes leave in the morning and when we come back in the evening, we don't know which side is the bedroom, which is the dining room. All right, but thank you, may God bless you. And so we will continue to teach. All right, sing the chorus here and then I will do the sermon. Thank you.